I am going to make some homemade spaghetti sauce. Alright, so I'm going to turn on my stove, add some butter. I love butter. I'm going to grab my peppers and onion mixture, let the butter move around a little bit. I know I should be using a spatula and all that fun stuff. And I know my pan is old too, but you know what? I like old pans. This is like my Saute pan. I have like a special pan for everything. And I know that's a lot of butter. I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on not having so much butter and everything. But I really, really love butter. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right, now that I have the little bubbles, you see the little bubbles? All right, now that I have the little bubbles, I'm going to put my onion and pepper mixture in. And when I call them fixins. When I make my fixins, I typically only put good old seasonal. I put some seasonal in there. Sometimes I put some, you know what, I think I'm going to put some of this. And put some of this Goya in there. So funny, I have a girlfriend who always loves to argue with me as far as what this is called. I tell her that it's called Sazon. She says, no, I tell her it stays on, and she's like, no, it's Sazon. This is what I love to make things extra flavorful. I put some of this in here, a half a packet, quarter packet. And then we're just gonna mix it up. Now, I never made spaghetti sauce, but I figured, hey, that's how you learn. You'll never know how to make spaghetti sauce if you never try to figure it out. You try it one time. If it works, great. You remember it. If it doesn't work, you remember that too, and you try to do something different. But the whole part of having, you know, a garden and experimenting, learning new things, it's something about eating the food that came out of your dirt. Something about it. Let me get rid of the skin. Yeah, that's skin. Something about it. So I'm going to cook up these onions for a little bit. My little fixings. And then I'm going to make some tomato sauce. Alright, I'll check it in a second. Be right back. Alright, so I just rinsed them really, really well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel them. And I wonder how easy it's going to be to peel these little tomatoes. But I'm going to peel them and then we'll go from there. Alright, it is boiling. I'm going to pour some boiling water over my tomatoes. Let it sit for maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm going to come back after it cools off, and I'm going to see if it makes it a little bit easier to peel. Alright, so let's just pour some of the water over it just to see if it maybe loosens up some of the skin. So when I try to peel it, it'll make it a little bit easier. Everything's all about just trial and error and learning. They're like, let's try and see what happens. When I put hot water on potatoes, it makes it easier to peel. So let's see if it's the same thing with tomatoes. And it worked, guys. The skin just basically fell right off. So this is the old skin. Here are the tomatoes. It looks like I'm only going to have a little bit of sauce, which is fine. I'll make a little personalized bowl of spaghetti. Maybe I'll use it on some chicken. Maybe I'll set it aside. But I am going to make some homemade spaghetti sauce. So let's turn it on. Let's turn on the stove. And we're going to cook it down. and we're gonna mush it together. We're gonna put a little bit of salt and a little bit of sugar, and then I'll let you see the finished product, and I will tell you exactly how it tastes when I'm halfway through. So let's say we'll cook it for about 25 to 30 minutes on low, and I'll just start stirring it and chopping it up, and I'll slowly add my my peppers and my onions, and then I'm going to show you the finished product. All right, so it is now cooking down to a nice sauce. I added just a little bit of salt, and I added a teaspoon of sugar, but it's your own personal preference. And I'm also boiling a little bit of spaghetti, and then our homemade spaghetti sauce will be finished. But I'm going to go out to my garden and I'm going to grab some oregano. How can I forget about my oregano? Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I see you got the babies.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, babies. All right, it is finished. I already mixed up the sauce. Next time I'm gonna probably add some ground beef. I added my oregano from my garden as well. I fried some oregano up, and then I also mixed the oregano with the sauce, some Parmesan cheese. It is time for lunch. Be blessed, be encouraged, and be you.